Hi, so I want to do a little bit of a diary entry on the kind of things I've learned while trying to architect like a three.js app for a website. So I decided when doing this that I wanted to wrap three.js within an Angular site, as that seems to be the way which made the most sense. Basically, as this is three.js is JavaScript, why not use a JavaScript framework to wrap it? Um, One of the interesting things with three.js is that it, mostly exists within memory as it's been used. You load it, and when you see examples, it's always using like window as the container of functions and things. I don't really like that myself. I'm not saying it's the wrong way to do it. It's just me personally. So I want to try, if possible, as much as possible, to wrap it within a directive. I mean, there's within a website, there's going to be lots of functions which, maybe aren't exactly to do with the actual three.js scene. And I want to have the flexibility that I can sort of load the three.js scene in where I want. So in that way, as I say here, I've created a directive called scene, which maps to this directive here. So that was one of the first things I did. And then I started to create things like walls and markers for walls, as I showed in the previous video. And quickly, this actually started to build up pretty fast into a huge script, as JavaScript files are sometimes want to do. And coming from a C# background, I found I really like to try and keep things as light as possible into each file, just so they're a little bit more manageable. The problem was, obviously, as this is in memory, I didn't have that. I could use directives, but it didn't seem like the right fit for it. So I started to use services as a way to, abstract out or remove, not abstract, but separate out these different, assets which run within the scene. I did that here, so you can see I have all these different services. Like here's a wall service, which does all the functionality which can be not within the main scene to do with walls. Again, we have like the floor, we have the ceiling, and then markers. Some are more dense than others and just random geometry. I think I might actually sort of try and separate this out further into, assets and things which are, random utils. Like geometry is more of a util. So yeah, as I say, I started to do that. And then as it ends out now, the scene really is only to do with controlling the actual assets and things which are happening within the scene. So, here we kind of check what happens when the mouse moves, figures out, well, what's actually trying to be going on in the scene in this point. And then we kind of, as much as possible, then go to these services. And you can see here, we kind of check, okay, well, actually, this is a scene service which checks, okay, well, when you click the mouse, what mesh is it touching? What object is it touching? And then if the mesh ID is a wall, it tries to destroy that wall if it's trying to touch that wall. So you can see the idea of this is that hopefully this main scene object stays light and sort of can stay on focus and a bit more manageable. And separating these out kind of into more kind of not exactly objects but functions will mean that I can sort of keep on top of the code and change things as I need, because obviously I feel like this thing's going to change pretty rapidly as I'm building it. So yeah, I'm not saying this is the only way to do it. I'm just saying this is a way which so far has worked pretty well for me, and I'll keep going with it until it doesn't make sense, and hopefully then I'll find a better way to do it. But I thought I'd just share this just because maybe it's useful for other people who are trying to make a three.js app work within Angular. Okay, well, thanks for your time. Bye.